Sanele.
Hi, Zina, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Rassie. Good afternoon, Siya. Rassie, this one is for you. There'll be a lot of talk about the players who are in the squad currently, but I'm very curious about a couple of the names that we don't see there now, especially that we're just over here to go to the World Cup. Names, of course, such as Faf de Klerk and Vincent Koch. What can you say about the fact that we haven't been seeing them, but we don't see them in the squad in particular?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being on the call. I think there's a much longer list than just Faf and Vincent. I think you can add Bongi there, Jaden, Jordan, Ethan, Sebastian, Sasha. Yes, you can add Faf, Vincent, Trevor. I mean, the list is long that we can mention. So there's a different situation for each player. So we always like to have 4 nines in our squad. We just feel a little bit more comfortable with 4 nines. Having Kobus back, he's an experienced guy, 35 years old. Faf is also an experienced guy, a little bit older. With Krappies out and Jaden out and a few of the scrummers out, we have Grant here and we have Ambrose here. We always like 4 in, and we always like one of our nines to be really experienced. And if we pick a team, we normally pick one fairly experienced 9 and one 9 who's maybe still finding his feet or in the good time of his career, almost in the middle of his career. So that's why we so far. We worked with him 2 weeks now. We've always rated Herschel. We've always earmarked Herschel, and we know what Faf can do now. We trained with him. We know what Kobus can do, but now we want to have a look at Herschel. I think we have to understand, or not understand, or accept, but just maybe know what we're trying to do. That our squad, we're working towards the World Cup, and we want to make sure when we get there, we've looked at everybody.
Nathan?
Thank you very much. Good day, Rassie. Good day, Siya. Rassie, England internally announced their squad on the weekend and Monday externally. Talk on everyone's lips at the moment is Henry Pollock, who's in contention to feature in the first game, Bernard Janssen Rensburg, who's eligible to play for England, and Ogene Maro Itojo, who is admitted to West protocols. Can you just particularly touch on those players and obviously on the England squad, please?
Okay. No, the England squad's good. I think if you look at that, the average age of that squad is 27. I think the average test cap's about 32. So it's a young but experienced squad. There's a few old names there. That guys is really experienced, like Jamie George. There's guys in their 30s, 33, 35. And then the average age is only 27. So I think you'll get youth and you'll get fearless teams and a team that 2 teams that was in the final who really competed well of their premiership. Obviously, like we are testing players and resting some players like they're doing with Morrow, we're doing the same with some players, getting them in a little bit later. Maybe with the greatest rivalry, we'll get some players in. I guess they're doing the same day, but we're not part of the England squad and management. We wouldn't be sure what their thinking is, but it's a very competitive squad and a squad that we obviously know we're going to have to work really hard next week at Ellis Park to get the win. And Pollock. No, Pollock is like Sasha. People make a hype around the player. I don't always think the players want that hype. They just have personalities that's different to others. But what counts is what they do on the field. And Henry certainly does his job on the field. And that's something we have to contain. His personality and how he does things, that's up to him and the England squad. And I guess the guys are used to him like that. And if I were a coach working with him, I would look only at his output, and his output's awesome.
Yeah.
Dankie Zena, dankie Rassie, thanks Siya. Rassie, you named the squad for the Nations Championship, but obviously there's a lot more to come. How often are you going to change the squad, and is there some players that are close to coming back into the picture, and when will they be back in the picture?
Yeah, I think that's why I know this press conference is more about the competition starting now. But we have plans for the second game and the third game. The team that will play the first game against England, as we are standing now, we hope to give some players chances in different games. So the squad we announced here is definitely not the squad that's going to only be picked from. They won't only be picked from this squad which we announced. I know it's a big squad. It's 46, but there's another 15 guys 15 to 17 guys either injured or we are resting them a little bit, or we think they'll be more suited to play maybe against Scotland or Argentina or New Zealand. This is not the squad that we're only going to use. And it's not like a World Cup when you announce a squad here that you can only pick players from this squad. So next week, Sunday after our first game, we might send a few guys back to rest and draft a few other guys in. So definitely not. And just to name a few, like the week after England, Loot is touch and go for England. The week after that, Loot will be available. Franco Mostert will be available. The week of Scotland, although we can maybe push him 2 or 3 weeks earlier, but we've got sufficient cover, we feel, for the first test match. So it's not a squad, but we're only going to use these guys for the first couple of 3 test matches. And then obviously after that, there's massive matches, Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, where the squad will definitely rotate a lot.
Right, okay, thanks.
Azra.
Angie, can I ask a question in the first 10 minutes?
No. There's English
Okay.
guys on here. Sorry. Do you want to go English if you will?
Yeah. For Siya, how are you finding your role as captain in this new season with the younger players? More especially just around how they handle the playing standards, the fame, and the attention and the money, of course.
I'm telling them spend it. No, it's been really good. I think we are, everything starts from the top, and I think we're well led, and the biggest thing, the team is the most important, and for us, we've been here for quite longer to make sure that we pass the information as much as we can when we're not training off the field, when we're sitting in the hotel, making sure guys are getting up to stand, because we never know who's going to play or who's going to be needed. And the energy they bring to the team is really amazing. When we were training with the under-20s, the under-20s group that joined us, the intensity was really high because they're fearless and they don't know what the limit is. So it was really good for us as a team. So it's really been exciting. And leadership is not only on me. There are many guys in the group that are take control too, but it's really been going really well. And it's been amazing to see the standard that the under-20s are working on. So Coach Kevin Foote is doing really a great job with them, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do at the World Cup.
Mubin?
Hi, good afternoon, Gina. Thank you very much. Hi, Rassie. Hi, Siya. Hope you guys are well. Rassie, just on the selection issue, just a follow-up on Jan and Sanella's question. A guy like João Augustus, is there an update on him in terms of his injury? I know there's lots of depth at 8th man with Cameron Hanekom coming back, Evan Roos and Jasper as well. But will João get his opportunity this year? Because he's been in some amazing form the last 3 or 4 seasons. So just a lot of the fans and public want to know about him. Will he feature anytime soon?
Good question. Well, like we track all players, all competitions that we think when we do our depth chart, and we try to get 5-6 positions, 5-6 deep in a position, and João is definitely on that scope, but he's still injured, and unfortunately he's not available. So when we have tested Ivan and tested Jasper and tested Cameron and maybe Elrich come back into mix and we test him, the season is long. So yes, hopefully we can give him a chance somewhere, but at this stage he's unfortunately injured.
Great.
Afternoon, thanks guys. Afternoon, Rassie and Siya. Just on the Nations Championship, because it's now a competition with a lag and there's bonus points on offer, does that change your approach in the games? I mean, bonus points might come into the final reckoning, and we know from history that New Zealand tends to score a lot of tries at home, and you're in the same pool as them. So how important is scoring bonus points in your approach to this game, or this series?
Yeah, we've never played a competition with the Springboks, apart from maybe the World Cup, where you get log points for test match rugby. It's almost just been world rankings, and to be honest with you, we just want to try and win every match, and obviously build squad depth and character and a playing style that everybody's used to. And everybody, when we get to the World Cup, there's a lot of players that can play the style we want to play, with doing the things how we do it in Springbok rugby. I don't think we do really see this as a competition. We see this as the next test match and the next test match and the next test match. I think if you only go full out to try and win this, in all honesty, probably not the thing that most people want to hear, but we want to beat England and then beat Scotland and then beat Wales, and I think they want to do the same with us, going for bonus points and those things, I don't know if that's really test match rugby. So no, we just want to win every single test match. If it's with 1 point and we played the rugby, we want to try and play, which makes our fans and ourselves proud. Yeah, so we don't see it as lock points and those stuff. We've never done that. And I don't think we'll change to that.
Can you so? Can you so? Okay, something wrong with his mic. Percy?
Good afternoon, Gina. Good afternoon, colleagues. Gina, so I've got an Afrikaans question, so I'll wait my turn at the end.
All right, thanks, Percy. Justin?
Isaac.
Hello.
Sia, this one's for you. A lot has been spoken about the massive depth that Springbok Rugby has at the moment. Just as a player, first and foremost, yes, we know you are the captain, but just how healthy is that competition within the squad? I know last week at the Barbarians you spoke about you talking to guys about the competition and fighting for spots, but just how healthy is that at the moment for you guys as players?
No, I think it's the best thing that could have happened to the squad, and I think we obviously it's huge just being selected to be part of the team, but also complacency is something that can creep in as a team or as a player, as an individual, where there's no one there that can take your place, and that's a good thing about us. There's so many guys who are on the same level, and we are competing, but we're at the same time we are helping each other, because like we always say, the team is number one. And sometimes someone gets a chance and you root for that guy because you wanted to do well, because then when you go and play, you know what the standard is. So it's really been amazing, even with the juniors coming in, what we sing from them, the guys that went back to the 20s as well. Coach Rassie can call on them at any time now if something happens to any of us. And that's a good thing. That's why we help each other so much, because we know what the long-term plan is. And we also know injuries happen and coach might have to call on